All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to another episode on Fixing Nigeria. My name is Anu Ojo, and I'm your host in this program. Well, if you're Nigerian, this program is specially for you. And the purpose and the goal of this program is to restore faith in the heart of every Nigerian. But this program is proposed to restore hope to every Nigerian. And that every Nigerian, wherever you are in the world, either you're in Nigeria or you're in diaspora, for every Nigeria to have love in their heart for their nation. This is Fixing Nigeria, and we believe that Nigeria very soon will become the pride of the world, and Nigeria will take our place amongst the Committee of Nations as one of the greatest nations in the world. We are Nigerians. I am Nigerian, and I believe in this Nigerian dream. And if you're a Nigerian, I want to welcome you, and I want to encourage you to also invite every Nigerian that you know. Share this video to every Nigerian that you know, and let them know that, hey, they don't have to lose hope yet. And if they've lost hope, we are bringing back hope for the future of Nigeria. And if you're not Nigerian, you're a national of any other country, I want you to know that the things we'll be discussing here are things that will benefit your country. And you as a citizen of that country, you can apply some of the principles, the truths, and the values we'll be sharing on this platform to make your nation great. Dr. Sunday Adelaja is with me in the studio, and I remember one of his books that says, you are born to make your nation great. So this program is to make every Nigerian and everyone watching this program all over the world to know that they can fix their nation, that they can make their nation great. So welcome to a new world of possibilities. Welcome to a world where you can do even what you thought only your government should do. Welcome to the world of responsibility, where every citizen of every nation realizes their roles and responsibilities in building their nation. All right, so as you can see on the screen, that is one of Dr. Sunday's book titled The Value-Driven Nation. The Value-Driven Nation. You might have heard about the purpose-driven life. You might have even heard or read the book by Dr. Sunday on the kingdom-driven life. But this is about nations. But now, not just kingdom-driven nations or purpose-driven nations, but this is the value-driven nation. If you've not gotten this book, I would like to encourage you to do all that you can to get this book, to read this book, and to discover the unshakable principles that Dr. Sunday has written down in this book for you to realize that you also can bring transformation to your nation. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Dr. Sunday Adelaja with me. He is here in the studio, and I'm sure you guys will be looking forward to seeing him. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome to today's program.
Thank you.
Fixing Nigeria. And the book I can see right there is Only God Can Save Nigeria, What a Myth. Isn't it interesting, Dr. Sunday, that for all these years, Nigerians have been praying for God to change this nation. And somehow it's as though God is deaf. Or if he's not deaf, then maybe we could say he is mean to us as a nation. Because it is as though the more we pray, the louder we pray, even with an increased intensity, things keep getting worse in our nation. And here you're saying to the whole nation and to everyone who cares to listen that it is a myth for us to keep expecting God to come and save Nigeria. Since you've written this book I would like to know from your own end, what has been people's response, and people who are, I don't know if you've gotten feedbacks from people who have read this book, but what are the feedbacks that you've gotten from people reading this book? Were they able to capture your vision behind this book?
Most of the people who have read the book have said we must make it go into every school and every curricula of our primary, secondary, university levels, that everybody needs to know about it. That's like what people say about all my books that I've written about Nigeria.
I was going to say that. And that's so true. I mean, your books, especially about nations, and not just nations anyways, but your book about everything, whether it's life or it's about finances, all of them are of such great standard that they need to be institutionalized. They need to get into the institutions, into the educational institutions, to train people with a greater understanding of life and of nation building and everything about life generally. So, Dr. Sunday, today we are moving a step further, and the question today to be answered is, how do we begin the process of fixing Nigeria? But before you give answer to that question, I'd like us to have an excerpt of last week's program. So the people who missed out on last week's program, they could just get a little tip of the iceberg, or just a little part of that program, and then we kick on from there. So, can we have the first video, please? Previously on Fixing Nigeria.
No. It's going to be one of the most difficult things in life to fix Nigeria. It's not because Nigeria as a nation cannot be fixed. It can be fixed, but anybody that wants to fix Nigeria must be ready to die.
It's a humongous task.
And it's a lot of obstacles, especially the obstacles in the mindset of the people, and also obstacles of our culture and traditions. Also obstacles from our politicians who are self-seeking. Obstacles of people who are bent to keep Nigeria the way it is. So, and then obstacles of half of our people not even being educated. I will say no, and I will say yes.
Good. So let's have it. Why no? Let's start with the no.
Nigeria is not fixable, and that's what I think most people know about Nigeria. Because everything is falling apart, everything is falling down. The value system is collapsed, the infrastructures have collapsed, the national unity has collapsed, peace has disappeared, harmony is gone, faith is evaporated, hope is disappeared. Is Nigeria fixable? I think in the natural, the very first response of an average Nigerian, even the positive Nigerians, will be no. And I agree with that. Nigeria is not fixable the way it is right now. Now I want to talk, it's going to be much more difficult for me to talk about the second part, which is, yes, Nigeria is fixable. And this is what I am bringing to the table. So the fact that Nigeria is not fixable, everybody knows that. Okay. But the fact that Nigeria is fixable, that is where I come to the table. First of all, Nigeria is fixable to me personally because I believe I have found the root cause of our troubles. And that root cause is value system, the falling down of value system, that part. So that's why I know that if we could fix life is based on cause and effect. If we could fix the cause, then the effect will be manifested sooner or later. So that's why I want to believe Nigeria is fixable. Number one, we need to find out the cause. Secondly, Nigeria is fixable to me because I have a project that I've been working on for some years now on how to replace Nigeria. I'm not trying to fix Nigeria, I want to replace Nigeria. And since I have a program of replacing Nigeria, I have hope, and I'm sure that Nigeria is fixable because Nigeria is going to be replaced. Okay, number one, I think when I talk about replacing Nigeria, I'm not talking about replacing Nigeria physically in terms of there is in the map, you have the map of Nigeria and you have Nigeria as a map there and as a nation there, and then you say you are going to replace it and throw it somewhere. That is not possible. Yeah. So that is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is replacing Nigeria, but in at least 5 different ways. I want to replace the mindset of Nigeria. They need it. I will not try my best I will not waste my energy to try to convince Nigerians about anything, or to try to, I will not try to convince Nigerians or to repair them, to convince them, about things.
Yeah,
yes, what we want to do is replacing. I want to change and replace the Nigerian mindset. That is very similar to what they call cultural revolution. But that cultural revolution is not going to be like the China one. No. We've come up with a way of doing the cultural revolution and bringing about the cultural revolution in a different way that will not bring about elimination of people, but it will replace their belief systems. So my number one assignment for Nigeria is to replace, not repair, the value system and the mindset of Nigeria, but to replace it. There is a mechanism, there is a strategy that we are putting in place, that we are going to put in place, that will make us and will compel the whole country to go through a program in a matter of 5 to 7 years. Every Nigerian will pass through a tunnel. It's going to be a tunnel program, so that everybody will pass through that tunnel. By the time they come out on the end of the other end of the tunnel, we have brand new Nigerians. But that's a whole different, complicated strategy, and for people might not understand it. But for you to be able to change Nigeria, you've got to be able to do something that no human being has done before. For you to be able to make Nigeria the kind of country we want to do, we want it to be. It's a challenge that is greater, that has to be greater, or compare to somebody going to the moon, or Microsoft being invented, or internet being invented. So that is the kind of challenge that we're having. And one of the assignments to be able to change a whole nation and not repair, but replace the whole mindset of Nigeria is almost impossible. Yes, it's impossible in the natural, but we have come out with a way and a solution on how to do this. So that's the number one thing that will be replaced in Nigeria.
Well, if you want to know number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, then you have to go to Dr. Sunday Adelaja on YouTube. Search for Fixing Nigeria. That's a playlist on Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel, and you listen to the previous episode. It was interesting, and you would want to know more if you missed out on last week's episode. Dr. Sunday, there are many things I can pick out from.
Wait, she's gonna fix this.
All right.
Not that date. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can go ahead, I think.
All right. Sorry, viewers. So I said from the, I think it's coming out. From the
book, no, that was Lishkam Group share.
Hello.
Not that date, but I want you to control it over this.
All right. So I think we're fine now. Apologies to our viewers, that was a little technical malfunctioning. So I said from this snippet from the last episode, Dr. Sunday, there are many things that I can weigh on, many of your statements that I could weigh on, but I will just choose one for the purpose of time and because we have even another topic, another subject to address today. But you said in that video that the challenge before us to not rebuild Nigeria, but to repair Nigeria is one that is even greater than traveling to the moon.
No, you probably made a mistake. Can you make that statement again?
Okay, I said the goal to fix Nigeria, which is not just to rebuild Nigeria, but to replace Nigeria.
Yeah, because you had said repair before.
Okay, no. But to replace Nigeria is such a great challenge that is great. That it is even greater than the challenge for man to get to the moon, and even the creation of the internet and Google. So
at least it compares, it rivals
those challenges. I remember after last week's program, I had a call from a lady in Nigeria. And she told me that she was watching the program. I don't know if she watched the whole program anyways. But she said while she was watching the program, she invited her friend to listen to what we're saying. And the friend only had to see the topic, which was is fixing Nigeria. Is Nigeria fixable? And the friend was like, I don't need to even listen to this because Nigeria can't be fixed. Like the state of Nigeria is so bad that whatsoever these people are speaking or they're talking or they're having whatever conversation they're having is just a mere conversation because Nigeria is just too difficult to be fixed. And that response is what you will hear from most Nigerians, which you said last week. I remember when I asked you that, is it possible? You said yes. You said no and yes. And you said no because naturally speaking, it is impossible. But because of what you know and the work that you've been doing, you've been preparing for the past years, you know it is possible. So my question to you, Dr. Sunday, quickly is, it seems, although we had a conversation about this earlier, but I want to ask you the question. It seems like you or very few people like you are the ones who really see a light in the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel. There are very few people like you who really possesses that faith and that hope and that conviction that Nigeria will be fixed. What separates you or those few people like you from the mass of people, of Nigerians, whose conclusion is that Nigeria is not fixable?
I think the two of us, the two groups of people, both those who are convinced that Nigeria is not fixable and the ones that say Nigeria is fixable, I think both of us are speaking the truth. We are speaking the truth as it is known and revealed to us, or we are speaking the truth as we see it. But so what separates me from those people, or what separates me from those people who say Nigeria is not fixable is, and I too said Nigeria is not fixable the way it is now, but that's why Nigeria must be replaced. Now, what is the difference between me and the majority of people who don't see any hope for Nigeria? I see hope for Nigeria because that's what I see. You know, it's like when you want to you want to assemble a computer, and you are an expert in assembling computers, and you have assembled thousands and thousands of computers. And then somebody comes to you and say, this computer cannot be assembled. Though. Can anybody ever assemble this? No, it's not possible. And the people who are saying that, and then maybe you have 1,000 people in a room, and the whole 1,000 people said, no, this computer has been broken now and it's scattered. It cannot be reassembled. Because, and then you find out of all of them, is any one of you who is talking here, although you are 1,000, and I'm saying it is fixable, but out of you 1,000, how many of you are engineers, computer engineers or computer scientists, or who are specialized in rearranging or assembling computers? And everybody is saying, okay, all the people, 1,000 people are saying, no, my own job is a teacher, I'm a chemistry teacher, I'm a mathematics teacher, or I am a house worker, I'm a student, I am this, I'm a pastor. Nobody has anything to do with computer. So, but all of you, and then you are right. When you say it's not fixable, because you don't see how it could be fixed, there are no navigation, no plan for you you can't see it. It's no sketch, no drawing, you can't see the market, you can't see the model of fixing it. But me, who is a computer engineer and who is specializing in rearranging and assembling computer, and I've done 1,000 of this, I see the ways. I can even close my eyes and be telling you, put this one here, put this one here, put this one here, put that one here, put that one here. It's about what you see. Somebody who has never passed through that role, it's just like you now, you live in a house for 10 years or 20 years, and you have been living in the same place. And then somebody else who just came to that country, has never been to that city, that town, and they are saying, how can you get to a village or a town or a street in that particular city or town or village? Then the person said, I've never been, like, no, you have never been to Nigeria. Yeah. And somebody say, you go, not ask anybody, don't use map, just go and go to that village or that city. Of course, that person will say, you are crazy, there's no way I can get there, I don't even know where it is, I don't even know how to get there. But then if you ask somebody who lives there 20 years, every day, he goes there from house to work, and you say it's not, you are trying to convince him that thing cannot be done, when that is where it does every day. So that's the difference. The person who lives in that house, he can even navigate in his own mind what the way to go, how to go about it, what street, what house, what road to take. He can tell you everything the way it's going to be for you to get from where you are to his house. And the same, but the person who has never been there before, he can never, because he doesn't see it. There's no picture, there is no model in his mind of how to do it. The same thing like the person with the computer engineering or assembling knowledge. He knows how to assemble. He has done it before. He can even tell you without even seeing the computer at all. He can even tell you, giving instruction, how everything will be done. That is what, so the two of them are speaking the truth. The 1,000 people who are the minority against one person who said it's not been done because they have never done it before. That's not their specialty and expertise. They are speaking the truth because nobody has done it. They don't see it. They are seeing what they see. They say nothing. So they are seeing only destruction, the obvious fact that is before their eyes now. That's what they are seeing. And that's what they are saying. So they are right. But this other person who has done it before or has done it several times or many times, and he knows, he's seeing the way, even without even going there, he can tell you how to, assemble everything. He is also speaking the truth. But everybody is speaking from what they know and from what they see. This one see nothing or they see only destruction. That's what they are saying, and you can't blame them for it. And the one that sees the way forward on how to fix something, you cannot blame him for it also because he's saying what he sees. He cannot go and begin to lie that no, it cannot be fixable just because you are all saying that. No, he knows that it can be fixable and he's saying what he knows and what he sees.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for that explicit explanation.
I'm just trying to explain what differentiates the two.
What differentiates, yes. So it's a factor of what they see.
Yes.
What they see. Now, the next question, which will be a follow-up, is that if a large majority of Nigerians don't see what you and the very few people can see, won't their, I don't know if the word is blindness, won't it affect or isn't it affecting, or is it not resulting to the state of Nigeria that we have now? And what role does it play even in the future work that we have for Nigeria?
What role does their blindness play?
No, what role? What I mean by that is that since we want to go to Nigeria to fix Nigeria, if they can't see what you see about fixing Nigeria, how does that affect? I think that would be a better use of word. How does that affect, or does it affect? If yes, how does it affect the transformation and the replacing plan that you have for Nigeria?
They don't need to see. They don't even need to believe. But for those of them who want to believe or who want to have something positive about their land, about their country, let them at least listen to somebody who says he knows how to do it and it can be done. At least maybe by looking and by hearing and by listening, they could have hope. So hope is not the same thing as faith, but hope it could cure you from despair. Is it despair? Yeah? It could cause you from despair and disillusionment. So people who don't know how to do it, let them at least be encouraged or get encouragement from people who know. When they listen, they know at least that things are not as hopeless as they are thinking. So it cures them from the state of despair that they are in. And it also, prepares them to be able to understand when the time comes for them to understand what's going on.
Wow, amazing. And that's exactly what this program is about. This program, Fixing Nigeria, is to restore hope and to bring Nigerians to that point where they don't have to be disillusioned about Nigeria or disenfranchised anymore, for them to know that there is hope for our nation. And if you're a Nigerian and you're watching us right now, I would like to encourage you right now to please share this video to Nigerians that you know. Let them know that there is hope. Let them know that there is hope for our nation, and Nigeria can and will be transformed. So please do go to share it. And these books that you can see on your screen, Only God Can Save Nigeria, What a Myth. I think it's also a great book that you can get for yourself and also share to your friends, your family members who are Nigerians. Right? So Dr. Sunday, thank God that you can see. You're among the very few people who can see. Now, let's answer the question. What is the first step, or how do we begin the process of fixing Nigeria? Let's jump right into it.
Well, before I continue, I would like to say that when I say what differentiates me and others from those who don't see the way is how we see. Mm-hmm. People who don't believe that Nigeria could be fixed and people who believe in it is what they see and how they see. With me, I'm not trying to encourage people to believe. I'm not going to, I'm not, because that's not what I've done. I'm not believing that Nigeria could be fixed. I don't have to believe anymore. I have passed that stage. I know that there are pastors and ministers who say they saw revelation or prophecy, or that Nigeria will be fixed, Nigeria will be good. They need to believe. But what I'm talking about when I talk about Nigeria being fixed, I'm not believing. No. I don't believe that God will help me or God will help us. God will help me, yes, but I believe that God has already helped me. I believe that God has already done his part. I believe that God has already helped and is already helping us. But I don't believe in the terms of the religious sense, where people will say, God will do it, we believe it will happen. This is not the kind of issue we are talking about. Believing and knowing is totally different. I know that Nigeria is going to be fixed. I don't just know that Nigeria is going to be fixed. I know how to do it. I know how to fix Nigeria. I know how to make Nigeria, to replace Nigeria. So maybe when I say fixing Nigeria, I'm only talking about it in terms of replacement. I'm only talking about replacement. We are going to replace Nigeria. I know how to replace Nigeria, but we are not going to repair Nigeria or try to fix Nigeria in terms of repairing. Fixing Nigeria is through replacement. And I'm not believing God that will happen. God, I believe that God will do it, or God will help us, or someday some people will come and do it, or a miracle will happen, something will happen that Nigeria will be fixed. No, that is people who are believing. And I'm not going to give you that burden to believe. You don't need to believe. You keep on with your unbelievness. Keep on with your doubt and with your whatever, what's your state of mind, whatever is convenient for you. But when the time comes, we will give you enough evidence to believe. We will give you the facts. You will see the facts on the ground. You will see the work going on. And you will be left with no option than to believe. And you don't need to believe at that point again, because when you see the facts on the ground, there is no need for belief again. You just have to admit and you have to capitulate with your own belief. So first of all, that's what I wanted to say before I answer this, your last question.
Very great. Thank you very much for the clarification. Of course, you've passed the phase or the stage of you believing that Nigeria can be fixed, and you've said that repeatedly, that you don't believe that you know that Nigeria will be fixed. I remember you once said that you're not saying that you can fix Nigeria, but you are saying that you will fix Nigeria. That's some audacity right there, and it comes from a certain level of confidence in one's self, of course, in God, definitely, but also like you gave with the explanation of a computer specialist who he of course would not believe that he can fix a computer. He knows that he can fix a computer. He won't tell you, I can fix your computer. He will tell you, I will fix this computer. He's not being braggadocious, he's not being proud, he's just giving a statement of facts based on several experiences he has had and evidence-based, basically, that I would do this. And that's exactly where you're coming from. But I really love a statement that you made, and I think that is great, that you don't want to give Nigerians unnecessary burden to believe. That's interesting. Why did you say believing is a burden? Why would you refer to that as a burden?
I didn't answer your last question.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
But I'm just
you will still go back to that.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to follow up on this.
Okay.
Because it's an interesting thought.
Okay. Believing, like that person that you spoke to me about today.
Yes.
Right now in this program, that he was about to begin to watch the program.
Yes.
And the person said, I just saw the topic and said, no, this is a waste of time. I'm not. Because it's a burden for him. It's too difficult for him to even imagine that this is possible. Mm-hmm. It's a burden. So for you to now begin to make that kind of person to believe and try to see it, because some of these people have already been disappointed so many times. Okay. And that disappointment that they have so many times, the disillusionment that they have had, is giving them, a whole, they are so far from hope and they are so far from faith that to now try to bring themselves back is a burden on its own. Yeah. So it is that kind of thing that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. That it is too burdensome for some people to bring themselves back from the state of hopelessness that they have slid into, or slided into, to now coming back to say, I will now come, and it's too much a burden for them. So that's what I mean.
Interesting. Thank you very much for the clarification.
So I will not give them the burden because I don't need it. Yeah. I don't need their help. I don't need their faith. I don't need their belief to do what I know that God has already commissioned me to do. And not just me, but with some people to do. And what I've already worked for. It's just like saying, you have cooked jollof rice, but you cooked it in the absence of your friend, your neighbor. Maybe you are living with the house with somebody else or in the room. but you have cooked it, but you didn't know. So you are in school, and on your way back from school, you both are very hungry. And you say, your love rice will be at home. Don't worry, there will be rice. I mean, there will be food at home. You say, we don't have money. You have money, I don't have money. You have money, you don't have money. You don't have anything. No, no. But are you sure that there will be something at home to eat? He said, don't worry, I know. But how now? So it will take him too much time, too much, but it will just leave him alone. Let him just get home. That's it. That's the kind of thing. Because you know what you know.
Yeah. Well. You just, this explains exactly when the famous saying that results silences all doubts.
Yes.
You know? And so when they see the results, when there's evidence, they'll be left with no option than to say.
Yeah, because a lot of people are still thinking, even who are watching the program right now, that I've lost my mind, that I'm mad, I'm crazy, I'm proud. I think of myself too much. Well, so I don't need to convince anybody. You don't even need to listen to me. You don't even need to believe me. I know what I know, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do by God's grace, because I'm not believing God that God will do it. I believe that God has already done it by commissioning and by letting me know what I know and giving me the opportunities that He has given me. Beautiful. And the preparation that He has given me, and what I know gives me the assurance that it's going to be done.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Sunday. So let's get back to our question now. How do we begin this process?
Is that the last question you asked that I wondered of?
Yes, that was
okay. The process of rebuilding Nigeria or fixing Nigeria is going to start with what we stopped at the other day, the last time. That the biggest thing that is wrong with us is not just leadership problem. The biggest thing that is wrong with us is not just with economy, but the biggest thing that is wrong with Nigeria right now is the problem of the broken value system. The value system that is broken down has affected our lifestyle. The value system that is broken down has affected our behavioral patterns. The value system that is broken down has affected our belief systems. The value system that are broken down have affected the fruits that will bring forth as individuals and as a nation. It has affected our productivity. It has affected our image as a nation. It has affected our stance as a nation. It has affected our present, and it's affecting our future. So the broken down value system is where I think we have to start from. But like people talk about in Nigeria, the people say changing mindset. But this is more than changing mindset. It is replacing the mindset of Nigerians. A lot of things have to be put in place for this to happen. From kindergarten, from a child that's just been born, we need to set up a system that will make that child from day one of his life begin to be surrounded by the right values. And when it's time for him to begin to learn anything from kindergarten or nursery school, it will begin to be taught in the right precepts and the right values, and the right set of values will begin to be put into him from nursery to primary school, from primary to secondary, etc. And the same thing has to be done with the older generation of people too, the adults, the youth, the teenagers, all of them, even the pensioner, have to be reoriented, and we have to actually re-engineer them, their thinking, their lifestyle, their paradigm, their belief systems, to be in line with the new and the future Nigeria that we are building.
Beautiful.
So it will have to start with value system.
Wow.
Or changing mentality, or what they call mindset. Nigeria call it mindset. Replacing the mindset of Nigerians.
Great. So this is not. I like the fact that you said this is not just changing mindset, because that's like the rhetorics we have in Nigeria. that Nigerians, we have to change our mindsets.
It cannot be changed. It has to be replaced.
So Nigerians, our mindset can't be changed. It has to be replaced. There's a video, Dr. Sunday, I would like us to watch. This video would reveal to us some of the mindsets, the worldview, like you said, the belief system, and some expressions, habits of the present broken value system of our nation. And then we're going to pick up from there. So let's have the video rolling.
Okay.
Our health and hygiene correspondent Binta Badmus caught a whiff of an urgent issue of public concern. So she grabbed her hand sanitizers and went to town to investigate. Here is her special report.
Today, we took to the streets of Lagos to find out what the average Lagosian is most concerned about. What is their most pressing problem? What are they most in need to be relieved of? The answers might surprise you.
The kidnapping of the school children.
That is flooding.
The bad road.
Lagos is, of course, a no man's land, so definitely it's congested.
Marginalization.
It's unemployment.
As I spoke with them, I realized there was another pressing concern on their minds.
If you go to carriage, you will be jumping shit up and down.
Urination and defecation is being owned by individuals.
Government are trying their best to make the public feel comfortable and easy and all that.
The public toilet itself is quite dangerous, because when you use it and the water comes up, touch part of your anus, you contact infection from there.
They're kind of odors that you can't bear in that public toilet.
This shouldn't be a pressing concern. Or is it? So we spoke to the Commissioner for Environment, Babatunde Adelaja.
Are they human beings at all? You start asking that kind of question. How can somebody in his or her right senses go by that eco bridge in between the two lanes, sits there and wants to defecate there? Some things are not just right and not normal. That is pure an abnormality.
Lagos has about 600 public and mobile toilets. That's perfectly adequate for a city of about 20 million people.
A lot of public toilets out there, but maybe because there's no proper way of cleaning or maybe proper way of taking care of it, so it looks tattered, rough and messy.
The actual maintenance are making sure that people do not contact disease. They are not doing.
And what does the Commissioner say about this?
We are rehabilitating the old ones and we are giving them to facility managers now. That's our aim. Give them to facility managers. Even some of those our graduates that are looking for work, they can become facility managers and manage these things.
Good news! Nigerian graduates now have a new career option. So if you're out there looking for a job, this is your best call. Have you ever peed outside?
When I'm pressed and I have no choice, I have to just okay.
How can I? I'm educated. I cannot do it.
I'm a Nigerian, yes. I only feel comfortable to do that in the night.
No.
Be honest.
Honestly, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Until the government apprehends and sanctions these renegades, they will continue to torment the poor walls and canals in Lagos. I am Binta Badmus, reporting for the other news.
Wow, the world is one big toilet. That's why shaking hands with strangers on the street can be a matter of life and death.
All right. Well, that is from Channels News. And for Nigerians, Channels News is one of the biggest news station in Nigeria. But when I watched this video, I was sad within me, and I want us to have a discussion about this, because what made me sad many reasons, but let me start with the fact that it's as though the media houses in Nigeria are more concerned about just getting materials out, getting content out, and maybe making jokes out of situations that we really need to sit down and address and go down to the roots cause. Now, maybe this program is a joke program, which might not necessarily describe the whole of channel news, but I see this as a model that is actually widespread in Nigeria. That most times the media houses, they're not thinking towards raising discussions or bringing out solutions to real life situations. For example, this reportage that we just saw, it was just talk, interviewing Nigerians, giving their different opinions, but there's no end, there's no constructive end to it. And look, what the host ended with is that, well, the world is a big toilet. And, well, let's joke about it. So my question to you, Dr. Sunday, is, when I asked you earlier, you talked about us addressing our value systems, that the value system of Nigeria is broken. And you highlighted that we need to start right from the kindergarten. And that is talking about our educational system. That right from kindergarten up to primary school, secondary school, every Nigerian or Nigerians have to be trained with the right set of values. And also for the adults, they need to also be taught the right set of values that they should live by. I would like you to speak on the role of the media in this discussion we are having in fixing the value systems of the nation. Because this is Channels News, and we have a lot of media news and media houses in Nigeria. What role, what is the responsibility of the media houses in kickstarting this process of fixing Nigeria, addressing the broken value system of our nation?
No, first of all, we say, how do we begin the process of fixing Nigeria? And we say the best way or the most important path, step is to start by fixing the value system. Of course, then the media would therefore be the means through which the information is propagated and disseminated throughout the land and to the country. But the way Nigeria is set up is such that it will even be difficult to do that, and effectively, the media, if the media is not given direction, the country itself doesn't have direction. It's like Nigeria itself lacks direction as a nation. So if the whole nation as a whole lacks direction, then it means that individual segment of the society like media also lack direction. If the nation itself is being driven by survival instinct, it means that the media houses too will be driven by survival instincts. So they are not looking, they don't have a vision. And if you don't have a vision, the people perish. They don't just perish, but they lose control and restraint. So they lose restraint, the nation itself loses restraint, the media houses lose the restraint. There is no definite direction that is guiding and leading them, to go to that particular pathway, to this particular vision, and to this particular goal. So everybody is just walking at a scatter, running about like rat race, like the rat in the rat race, and they're just, running at a skelter. Everything is just messed up. So if there is no direction in the country, and there is no direction for the media houses, for the entertainment industry, no direction at all, then, even if some people individually would try to go to the right direction, there will be so many others that are going the wrong direction that nobody even knows that one is trying to do the right thing or not. So when we are talking about using, no, disseminating value system, the right value system across the nation, before we get to the media houses, there are a lot of other things that must be done. Okay. We must, first of all, make sure that we know what Nigeria is and what do we call Nigeria and who are the people who call Nigerians. So for us to be able to spread the message of values to the country of Nigeria, we need to think about who we are talking about. Who are Nigerians? How many are we? Where do we live? What are the names of all of us? Do we have the name of everybody registered? Do we have the place of birth? Do we have where they live, where they work, what they do from money, on daily basis? And then we need to fix that and make sure that, okay, these are the amount of Nigerians we have. Then we need to, first of all, to do that, we need to reach them where they are, not just through censorship, but through database. We need to create a database for everybody, and we need to be able to organize the country in such a way that we know where everybody is living. We know where everybody is. We know everything. Everybody is registered in his local government or in his city, in his town, in his street. We know every house. Every house is numbered. We know who lives in what house. We know, so we need to, first of all, bring order to the system. We need to bring order to the nation. We need to establish law and order. We need to be able to bring about sanity in the whole environment and the whole, national environment. Bring sanity, bring order, bring clarity. Then vision will be more easily communicated. And the vision will have to be, first of all, the vision that is surrounding the issues of values. And then the media houses could be instructed to also act according to that vision that we're talking about.
Wow. Well, of course, one has to listen to all you've said again to fully grasp. But anyone who listens to Dr. Sunday, you know that we just heard words. We just heard words, but we need to sit down and listen to it again so we can begin to get pictures of what you said. But I think I got some pictures from your explanation, because I was thinking that the media houses they are to sort of champion this already at where we are right now. But you explaining and telling us that before they even start championing anything, there are some things that needs to be settled. We need some sanity. We need law and order. We need to even know who are Nigerians, where are they, where did they live, because this will definitely help us in getting to reach out to them, even in the propagation. I remember when you once said that, especially what we're doing on Facebook or the channels, TV. How many Nigerians even have TVs in their home for them to watch TVs? Well, how many Nigerians really even have radios for them to even listen to radios? So if we are championing the media to start this spread of value systems, what is the percentage of Nigerians that are listening to this? So it makes a lot of sense, and it brings me back to your initial statement when we started that replacing Nigeria is a challenge that could rival going to the moon and the creation of the internet and all of this. But you've told us that you're not going to embolden us with wanting to believe this. I think this is a relief to us. This is definitely a relief to many people who might be emboldened with wanting to capture all of these pictures and wanting to see what you see. We can only allow time to lead us to that point where you're in Nigeria and the work can begin and the evidence will be clear to everyone I want to address our viewers who are listening to us. We're not yet done, but I want you to know that you have the opportunity to call into the studio to share your thoughts, to share your ideas, and to contribute to today's discussion. If you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, what you need to do is to go to Facebook Messenger and search for Move Agent. So you just need to search for Move Agent on Facebook Messenger and write to us that you would like to call in to today's program and to share your thoughts, or even if you have a question, you can ask Dr. Sunday your question. He'll be willing to answer. So just go register your intent that you want to call on Facebook Messenger. Move Agent. Move Agent. Please don't call, just write. Well, this is the book I announced earlier. It is titled The Value-Driven Nation. Dr. Sunday has said that the very first step to fixing Nigeria, and by fixing Nigeria, we're not talking about rebuilding Nigeria, we're talking about replacing.
We're not talking about repairing
Nigeria. We're talking about replacing Nigeria. So the very first step is for us to address our broken value system as a nation. And then we can move on from there. I would like to also tell you guys that this book is one that you want to read. That is titled, Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. Only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. I have another video I want us to watch. This is a video that was done by a British Indian young man who I don't know how he got to know about you, but he traveled all the way from the UK. He came down to Ukraine, had a series of interviews with you, but he did not stop there. He went back to the UK and then traveled to Nigeria and had some video shots, some interviews done, and he was able to produce like an hour, if not more, interview on or program, documentary about Nigeria to even to further help Nigerians to see the future of Nigeria and the hope that you are presenting to Nigeria. I'd like us to watch that video, and I have some questions for you from that video. Let's have the video, please.
Now, one of the things that you're looking to do is empower people economically and the nation economically. What are your plans in that area?
My dream before I leave this earth is to help release and deliver 40 million people from abject poverty.
Let me just ask this question first. What's the situation in Nigeria with poverty?
It's very bad.
Okay.
The average the poverty level in Nigeria is $2 a day.
Wow. Okay.
That's very bad. And so most people in Nigeria, maybe 50% of the people will be living on $2 a day, maybe more than 2%. 50% of the country. So it's really bad.
So it's like in India, where you'll have
the rich and the extremely poor.
Yeah, so you'll have the most expensive house in the world here, and next to that will be poverty.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly what we have.
Okay, so you were saying about some of the things you're going to do to tackle.
Yeah, so the way I plan to approach poverty alleviation in Nigeria is to empower people who are most vulnerable,
right,
especially women,
okay,
uneducated people, youth that are unemployed, that are graduates. So I want to start a very widespread microfinance kind of outreach. A popular microfinancing outreach that will empower and give out smaller loans to people who are most vulnerable. So to men and women and who are not educated or they are not skillful, but they want to do something with their life. That's number one. Number two thing that we want to do, we want to go to every local government, every local structure in Nigeria, like every province, and empower people agriculturally. We want to empower the men and the local people and the youth to start something on the ground, to do something with agriculture. That's number two. Number three, I want to start technical colleges. There are a lot of Nigerians who are very ambitious, but not all of them could get to tertiary institutions like university on the highest level, but they are just somewhere missing. So we want to really popularize technical the technical colleges where they could learn trade and skills. So yeah, that is, I want to be able to build a lot of those kind of technical colleges all over the country and use that so that they will be able to do things with their hands and be able to also make a living for themselves. So that is a few of the things that we are planning to do. And I eventually want to also start a movement of helping people. I'm writing a book right now, Why You Must Never Look for a Job. I want to stop the mindset that has been sold to us from the West that you must look for a job, that you are going to get education to get a job. I want to really reverse that in my country. I want to educate people and change the mindset of people from looking for job into creating job. I want people to know that they are the greatest investment, they are the greatest resource that need to be invested in. They need to invest in themselves, and that their skills and their aspirations, their potentials, their abilities are worth developing, and those are the things that will become products that will be marketed and give them everything they need. Nigerians are really very ambitious and they are very passionate people, and so I think they have enough in them that they should develop rather than going to market and sell themselves to some Uncle Sam system of trying to get monthly salary or something like that. So I really want to release that book, and I think that is going to really help change the mindset, because right now what we have in Nigeria is that we have all these graduates coming out of colleges and universities looking for jobs, and they don't have jobs because they've not been taught to create jobs for themselves. And we want to reverse that so that instead of 99% of the people looking for job, we will turn it down to at least just maybe 75% are doing things for themselves, maybe only about 25% looking for a job.
Interesting, right? Wow. So this man came from the UK to give this interview, to interview you, to know about what you're planning for Nigeria. My question is, you talked about wanting to help 40 million people. I don't know if they're Nigerians, but you mentioned 40 million people out of poverty. Sometime around June, I don't know the exact date, I remember reading an article in the news that President Buhari plans to take 100 million people, Nigerians, out of poverty. So I'm saying that in comparison to what you want to do, and you're talking about almost half of what the whole nation wants to achieve. And if anyone really listened to what you're explaining, you were sharing some very interesting, unconventional thoughts about how to alleviate poverty. But that is just one question anyways, because he asked you even more questions, and your thoughts are always, most times, unconventional, and there are things that people would not expect. I remember in this same interview, he asked you a question about your decision to work with pirates who are pirating your materials, your books, and you said, well, I'm not going to throw them away, or I'm not going to take them to the police. I want to work with them. I want to, I see they are hardworking, so I want to partner with them so that they can get the message out so that Nigerians can be transformed. Now, what is my point? Now, why am I saying all of this? It is as though you are taking the responsibility of the government. It's as though you, as an individual, you are determined to do what certain people are even paid for. I'm talking about, there are people who have ministerial appointments, people who are even in the seat of governorship, people who their whole task 24/7 is to bring solution or to resolve these things you're talking about. And it's as though no one is, like, they're not doing anything. I just want to know what does that mean to you? Why are you doing what you're doing, or what does that mean to you? Or I don't know how to frame the question well. Just looking at what you decided to do for your nation, Nigeria, in comparison with the government and the officials and certain citizens who are meant to even perform that task, and they are paid to do that.
You see, talking about the government and the people that are ruling Nigeria right now, I think some of the, I'm a supporter of the government of President Buhari, simply because he's the best option out of the people that could win an election that came forward. And it's one of the best that we've got in terms of morals and principles and integrity. But when it comes to government, the people who are managing Nigeria, who are running Nigeria right now, I think there's something missing. Not just with President Buhari himself, but people around him. I think there is a big, okay, for example, this week alone, I think in the last 3 days alone, there are 2 statements that were made by some people in that government that I really respect so much. One statement was made by President Buhari himself that I will have problem with. And that statement, I know it's not just his own thought. It's not just coming from him. But that statement represents what the whole Nigerian establishment believes in. Then there is another person in his government that I also respect so much, that I think is a very smart man, that also made another statement, which is a correct statement, but that I would also like to challenge, that I also have problem with. The second person that made that statement is Fashola, right? Babatunde Fashola. Yeah. So Fashola, the former governor of Lagos State, smart man. I met him in Lagos one time, and very good guy. But he made a very correct statement too. He's very smart. He's one of the smart ones. But I also have a problem with him. So let's start again with what. So I think the whole philosophy of governance and the whole level of thoughts of our rulers, they are not cutting edge enough, and they are not 21st century. I think our people who are ruling us right now are still in the analog age, while the world is in digital age, and they are still operating analog kind of government. So the government, if I could describe the government of Nigeria, the rulers of Nigeria, I would call them analog. Why we need digital processing and digital fast speed information age kind of leadership right now in Nigeria. So what did President Buhari say? President Buhari said something that I don't think is peculiar to him, and I will say it is something that is peculiar to leadership in Nigeria. What Nigerian leaders are saying is this: they are living in delusion and self-deception by saying this. And they bought this from IMF and World Bank. They got this concept from Western Europe and from America. But, you know, there's a problem with it. Okay, so what President Buhari said is this. He said, what my government is trying to do is to fix the infrastructural deficits. If we could fix the infrastructure, Nigerians will fix themselves or will take care of themselves. You know, on one hand, if you look at it on the surface, if you look at it just on the surface, you will think there is a lot of wisdom in that, which is true, but it's not good enough for where we are right now. What they're trying to say is that, and you will hear people like Solido say things like that. You hear people like Mogalu say things like this. You hear people like Ngozi Okojo-Iweala say things like this. So this is not a new concept, and it's not peculiar to President Buhari. You hear people like Jonathan say this as well. So this is a common concept in Nigerian government establishment. It's a common belief system, and it's something that has been sown to them from World Bank and IMF. And but it's not practical for where we are today. It's not for us. It's too primitive. That is a primitive way of looking at nation building. And if we go that way, we will need another 200 years to catch up. We will not even catch up. We will, you know, that kind of concept that they are talking about right now is the normal evolutionary way of growing nations, which took Europe 500 years, 400 years, which took America 200 years. But we need a leap jump. We need a leap jump. We need an approach that is totally revolutionary. We need an approach that is super intelligent and super advanced. So to just say we'll fix the economy and we'll fix the infrastructure, and they are backing on Nigerians being entrepreneurs, enterprising, because Nigerians are enterprising, and they say, okay, they will just do the rest, they will fix themselves. But it just breaks my heart right now. I'm getting emotional to say that. For example, we need to go beyond that. We need to go ahead and say, no, okay, let's even assume that right now that all the infrastructures are fixed. We have infrastructure everywhere, good road, electricity 100%, you know, road perfect, railway system perfect, airways perfect, everything is perfect, and in the terms of infrastructure. Then Nigerians themselves will begin to work and fix everything. Well, how true is that? That is half truth. Something is going to come out of it for sure. Economy will grow. There will be increase and betterment in the standard of living of the people. But remember, the people who will be building the country will be the people themselves. But then what will be the content of those people, Nigerians themselves, their entrepreneurship spirits, their enterprising ability, they will be building. But you can only do what you know. You cannot give what you don't know. So what Nigerians will be building on will be building on those values or building on who they are right now. Who they are right now is what they will be multiplying. Who they are right now is what they will be magnifying. But who wants Nigerians to magnify what Nigeria right now represents? Who wants us to magnify the rate of 419, drug pushing, marriage scams, Nigerian scams, and things when the infrastructure is there to do that faster and better? So I think that the thing that the government needs to do is more than what they are thinking they will need to do. What they are thinking they need to do is just to put infrastructure in place and everything will fix itself. And that's why they're borrowing all the money. That's why they're, trying to fix the road and infrastructure as much as they could. But they will still fail. And they will not just be the only ones to fail. The whole country will fail if that is what they are banking on. So we need to go more than that. We need to, first of all, discover that we don't have a foundation right now. Before, even infrastructure, that is outward. The thing that will build, the people that will build the country, they have a content in them, apart from roads and apart from railways. They have content in them. The content of who they are is what they are building on, is what they will use to build the country. So the government needs to hear and be attentive to that and know and realize that we have a wrong content in us, we have wrong values and wrong foundation. If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? The righteous even cannot do anything when the foundation of our nation is destroyed right now. The government needs to be aware that this book that you see here, The Value-Driven Nation, that values have been misplaced. Our values have been misplaced, our priorities have been lost, and that our country, at the root of it, needs to go back to the core, the essence of who a Nigerian is. We need to define for ourselves who a Nigerian is. What are the values and principles? What are the value system that make up a Nigerian? Where are those things? What are the stuff? What are the content of a Nigerian? Just like we know that the content of a man, the content of his character is what makes who he is. So what are the content of character? What are the content of the stuff, the essence of a Nigerian? Yeah. So we have to, first of all, define those ones and then make sure that all Nigerians have that. We don't just pick that from the streets. We don't just pull that from Bangari. We don't just pick that from, Pounded Yam and from Fufu. No, those are just things that go to your body. Yeah. But what are the things that make the essence of the man of Nigeria? That is not what Nigerians are not. That is what the president is not fixing right now. That is what the government is not even thinking about right now. If we don't fix the essence of who we are, if we don't define that, if we don't come to a place where we set them out one by one, point by point, and layer by layer, and rebuild and reconstruct Nigeria from within, so that there will be positive things to build on, so that everybody will know the definition of who a Nigerian is, and so that everybody will know the values that we are building on, and those values will be things that are the things we want to see, the result that we want to see, the virtuous people that we want to see, the virtuous nation that we want to see. So those virtuous principles have to be placed and have to be pointed out, have to be laid out. And then they have to be also constructed in the mind and the value system and the subconsciousness of every Nigerian. That's right. So once those ones are already there, then those values that we have constructed in them, it will be what they will be releasing and expanding on and amplifying and building on in the future. So let's say, for example, one of those values will be efficiency or effectiveness or entrepreneurship. Okay, put that one there, but let it be inside them. Let's say one of them will be pious living, righteousness, and let's say, integrity, just honesty. Okay, put that honesty in them. Yeah. So that everybody will know, okay, there will still always be some bad eggs. Yeah. There will always be some people who will go off. But the majority, 80%, 80 to 20% will be the good ones. And that have the right value that define who a Nigerian is. Mm-hmm. So they will now be the locomotive. They will now be the propeller propelling the country forward. Mm-hmm. Right now, the thing that is propelling the country forward is all something that is not defined. Either it's negative, evil, animalistic, which is just natural instinct of man. And the natural instinct of man are always negative. Yes. The natural, the natural instincts that are, driving us right now, they are animalistic. And the animalistic means that they are just, things that are evil. We just want to survive. They are survival instincts. Yeah. So, and if you live it that way, that is we're just going to be like animals. So we need to be made human through defined and selected value system that define who we are. And we already have those things. But they are just not known by Nigerians. Even by the rulers are not even aware of this. They don't even they don't even know the principles, that it is the people that build the nation. It is not the road, it is not the railway. Those ones are just things that will magnify what we already have, that will, increase what we already have. But we need to work on making Nigerians be defined. We need to make them be vivacious, if that is what we want. Be industrious, if that's what we want. Be hardworking, if that's what we want. Be enterprising, if that is what we want. Be honest, if that is what we want. We need to, first of all, build those things into the whole chemistry of our people, into the whole subconscious mind of our people. And we need to set up a system whereby that is becoming a natural way of life and national process. Nobody has done this since independence. Nobody has thought about it. We have just been, it's just like we have just been thrown to grow like grass that grows by itself, by the roadside, everything. Everybody's just been left on his own to grow any way he can grow, or to survive any way he can survive. So we're just messed up. So that is number one, before talking about infrastructure. Number two, before talking about infrastructure also, is that we must be able to emphasize order, law and order. We must be able to bring law and order to the whole society or that we call Nigeria. Right now, what we have right now does not comply with the definition of a nation. We are not a nation yet because there are no order, there are no orders, no order, no law that define, that puts us in the bracket of what our countries are supposed to function. We are not functioning right now, and we cannot function as a nation because we don't have the brackets, we don't have the boundaries, we don't have the limitations, we don't have the parameters. So we need to put parameters in place. We need to put standards in place. We need to put measures and measurements in place. We need to put borders and limitations in place. We need to be able to organize the society. We are not an organized society right now. We are not an organized nation. That is more important than just building a road and dreaming of infrastructure. We need to organize us, not just in the forms of territorial organization, or organize us in terms of just physical things. We need to put organization, law and order into the mindset of Nigerians as well. Right. We need to teach Nigerians organization and order and precepts and patterns and rules. We need to make our people to understand what standards mean, what measures means, measurements are, what requirements are, what order is, what law is. We need to order. Those things need to be put in place also. But nobody is concerned about that in my country right now. All our government are just thinking of building road, but they don't know that that road will soon become like bush tomorrow if there is no understanding of the culture of maintenance, the culture of order, the culture of law, the culture of standards, the culture of limitations and boundaries and all those things. If we don't know all those things that define a nation, that makes nation to function, and for nation that make nations to run smoothly, there is anything you build today will become a relic tomorrow. Right. Anything you construct today will become destroyed by people who have not been taught and educated in how to maintain things. This is another thing that our government people should be working on hard, to make sure that we become a people that function as a nation. Then another thing they have to be working on is to make sure that everybody knows who is who in Nigeria. Everything needs to be put in order. Now they have closed the borders. Excellent move. But they're supposed to close the borders and register everybody. Do biometric registration. Make sure that everybody is known and that nobody is giving birth to without a paper. And that nobody, is sick without us knowing where they are, how they say. We need to know where Nigerians live first. We need to register everybody, have the biometrics of everyone. We need to put everybody in a database and be able to know exactly what's going on with everyone. Know where they live, where they're registered, who are their siblings, who are their next of kin. Everyone. We need to be able to say at least 80% or 90% of all Nigerians, we can account for them. then we need to make sure that that is attached to anything they do. Nobody goes to primary school without their family and everybody being registered. Nobody goes to hospital without everybody being registered. Nobody administers to anybody anything without everybody having their registration number, code, identification number. Everybody needs to be identified as Nigerians first. Let's identify them first. Once you identify them, then you know who are you even building road for? Yeah. Who are you building infrastructure for? Yeah. How many roads are you building? Yeah. Is it enough? Are you building 10 instead of 1? Are you building one instead of 100? You don't even know what you are doing. You are just, it's like you are buying your eyes and you close your eyes, you bind your eyes, and you are just trying to grow up within the dark throughout the whole country. Move from Kaduna to Kano, from Kano to Katsina, from Katsina to Anambra, from Anambra to Enugu with your eyes closed. You are just groping as a nation in the dark. Without all these things, all those things that are talking, that kind of talk, that we just build infrastructure. What are you even building infrastructure? How much infrastructure are you building? What are the parameters of knowing where those things are needed? But you are now using the fire brigade, approach of, okay, nobody can get to anywhere. Oh, let's go and build bridge there. Oh, no, the road there is spoiled. There are aircraft, you are always going to be going from one crisis to the other, one emergency to the other, because you didn't put the order in place, to start with. You didn't start from the first. You are starting from the middle. You didn't start from 1, 2, 3. You start 5, 7, 3, 4, 1. Chaos. We are a chaotic society because of that. You didn't start from A, B, C. You just start from F, G, K, Y, A, B. You're just messing up the whole thing. That's exactly what we are doing right now. Yeah. So when I heard President Buhari talk like that, I said, I feel like educating him. I feel like educating him, but not just him, but I feel like educating all his cabinet members. Because that's what I've heard the vice president say the same thing. All of them, they believe in that. Yes. That is the whole philosophy of the leadership of Nigeria in the past 30 years. Yes. And they have failed, but they still keep on doing the same thing. They think because we have not built enough, we have not done that enough. And they keep on failing at it. Then the other thing that was said by another government official this week was it was a smart thing to say. And it was very commendable to hear that coming from a Nigerian government official. So it was Babatunde Raji Fashola who mentioned this statement, and he said, we are praying too much, and we are referring to prayer and to God too much in our national affairs. Commendable. Yes. He said, we are praying too much. We are paying too much emphasis on prayers. But we just need to do what we need to do. We need to get the job done. And we are just always talking about prayer, which is very good. But he's talking as if he's a commentator like me.
Like he's not in the...
Are you not in the government?
Realm of affairs.
What are you doing in the FEC or whatever they call the Federal Executive Council? What are you doing there? Are you not... Are you coming to the public to tell me? Tell your people and sit down together and come up with strategy of changing that. Yeah. Or, come up with a project. And what is the alternative? So if we are not going to be praying, what do we do? And how did we become like this? What are the things that have not been put in place for us to be the right kind of people? We are not thinking right as a nation. And that's what you identified. That's why I wrote that book. Where is the book? Only God Can Save Nigeria. What it means. It's like he read my book. This is the book. He got it right. But then put things in place. Let's correct it now. That's my own problem with Rajiv Babatunde Fashola. Yes, that's my own problem with him. Because he says the right thing, he has understood that, or maybe he's still processing it, or maybe he's thinking, well, I am in charge of the Ministry of Housing or something, or road or housing, so I'm not in charge of, but you are a face in this government, you are a personality in this government, go and meet your president, talk to him, and let him know that this has to be done urgently. But this is the sickness of our people. Everybody just want to talk and talk wise and talk wise stuff, but do the thing. That's why you are there.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the question you asked me again. I'm sorry.
Of course, I mean, what you just said, you just perfectly described the problem that we have in our governance and even in our nation at large. You've said so many things just addressing the statement of President Buhari and Babatunde Raji Fashola, and you're very, 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 very spot on. What we're doing is that we're trying to address, like you said last week, we're trying to address the symptom of the problem of Nigeria while we are leaving the root cause and we're not addressing the root cause. And what you're saying is so true, because I was in Nigeria myself. I was in Nigeria, I think, the last 2 months, yeah. And of course, I could see that no matter the excellence of infrastructures we build in Nigeria, Nigerians will destroy them. If we build good roads today, those roads will be destroyed. As a matter of fact, I was in Lagos and I saw some sort of demarcation that was placed in the road to prevent people from crossing the highway. So they put some wires just things to prevent people from crossing. But guess what? People still found their way to cross the highway. They destroyed those wires. So, like you said, Pastor, if we are believing the rhetorics that fixing Nigerians' infrastructure would fix Nigeria, then we're living in that delusion, because the content of an average Nigerian would in no way produce the result that we expect. And even if we fix those infrastructures, because of the content, the value system, the mind of thinking, the manner of thoughts of Nigerians, that whatever we build will be destroyed. If we construct beautiful hospitals today, come back tomorrow, it is going to be destroyed. You know, when I went to Nigeria, Pastor, I said that one thing I noticed, because I had not been in Nigeria for 6 years, but one thing I noticed and I knew for sure that I could defend anywhere in the world is that in Nigeria, entropy is at its peak. And what do I mean by entropy at its peak? What I'm trying to say is that everything degenerates over time in Nigeria. Everything degenerates. And that's because, yes, people are building roads, building hospitals. The best you would see those structures is when it was built. Come back 4 months after, come back 5 months after, come back a year after, you wouldn't believe that that hospital was built a year before. You won't believe that that road was built 5 months before. But that's because our inner content has not been transformed. So what you're saying, Pastor, is very, very correct. Very, very correct about the statement of Buhari, that it's not about fixing our infrastructures. It is about fixing the content of Nigerians. It's about replacing that content, making Nigerians become people of virtue, people who are driven by certain values, driven by certain virtues that would define them as Nigerians. And also coming to the statement of Babatunde Raji Fashola San, that's what is like everywhere in Nigeria. I mean, a lot of people, they can identify the problems in Nigeria. They can tell you, this is what is wrong. This is what is wrong. But that would not change anything, like you said, Pastor. We don't need just to know the problem, but what is the solution we're offering? And not just saying solutions. What concrete actions, what concrete steps do we need to make? Like with Fashola, he's in the government. Okay, it's good that you said that prayer is not enough, but now we are taking so and so step to change things. And if that is how we begin to think, if our system of thoughts is organized in Nigeria, then of course we can begin to repair things in Nigeria. So, Dr. Sunday, you're very right. And I think this book, The Value-Driven Nation, is one book that our officials, our government officials have to read, because this would give them a compass on how to govern a nation. That is not just enough for you to be in a government position, but to know that your role, your responsibility is to put the nation on the track of values. And that's the essence. So if you're working in the Ministry of Finance, what values would make this aspect of the nation work? How can we put this part on the track of values? If you're working in the Ministry of Women Affairs, okay, what values do we need to impute in this ministry that will take Nigeria or take the nation forward? And that's exactly what you're trying to share in this book. And I really wish and I desire that our government officials would be humble enough to read books like this, or even listen to conversations like this, and begin to make the change and begin to make those proactive moves that would bring solution, not just any kind of solution, but lasting solution to our problems. Because if we take the approach that Buhari is saying, that we need to just build infrastructures, that would not bring a lasting solution to our nation. But what we're looking for is towards a lasting solution. Thank you very much, Pastor, for that explanation. I don't know if you have any addition.
No, I think you wanted people to call. I think they'll be
willing to call. All right. So, well, the line is open right now for us to receive your calls, your contributions. If you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube and you want to contribute to today's discussion, well, the line is open. You just have to go to Facebook Messenger and search for Move Agents. Move Agents, and give us a call. Write to us that you would like to call, and we will give you a call. Do we have a call already? All right. So just register your intents that you want to call, and we would definitely love to get you.
Yeah, and talking about books that our people must read. I have many books. I have a book about our economy, the Nigerian economy, the way forward. Yeah. Whatever they are trying to do with the economy. If you want to talk about economy, it's just very sad. Very poor and very weak steps they are taking. It is, and I've written a book there that I believe that if things that are implemented in that book are written, considered in Nigeria, to make Nigeria one of the top 10 economies in the world. But, it's out there. Anybody who wants could take it or not. It's their choice. But I'm not going to wait for them to do what I needed to do. Either with them or without them, we are going to bring about a new Nigeria.
Beautiful.
So then this other book, of course, Only God Can Save Nigeria, What a Myth. I think it's good that Fashola has said that, but I think only Fashola maybe has got into that. Maybe not only him, but a lot of other people need to get that same understanding and that same revelation. And I think that book will help a lot of them get there. But apart from that, there are a lot of other books that I've written, and a lot of other programs that we started to release now that are talking about nation building. And that shows my focus and the direction that we are taking, where we are going, because we are working towards Nigeria. I think they have a caller.
All right. Thank you so much. We have a caller. Good evening, caller. Hello, good evening. Bonjour. That is okay. We're going to call you back. I think.
No. Wait. I think we'll first fix it now.
All right. Huh? Okay. Yes.
Hello? Are you still there? Hello, Innocent? Yes, can you hear me? Yes, go ahead now, please. Avemite Sudan's book.
Collecting data,
Yes.
registering them, and I was just smiling because there's something you are dealing with a set of people that if you go and tell them to do, take for instance, like the Onitsha people that just lost their huge market now, and tell them, look, you have to register for medical insurance. They will scream at you. They will tell you that you're coming to register them for 666 number. That is
Antichrist.
Antichrist. They try to get your data, and they will not. They will even fight you. They will fight you. So why is it that this aspect is very important? Because you're speaking about the transmission of the mind. How can you be able to get people with such mindset to start to see things differently, to start to understand that, look, and talking about this collection of data, I think the solution to it, instead of approaching the data, telling them, look, register, we're going to give you an ID number, and notice it should be presented in the form of medical insurance because a lot of people fall sick in their family. And I discovered that if you present it in the form of census, like 2006, 2011, 2007 census they did, a lot of people cheated, especially in the north, my side, family, they were registered more than, because they were being told by the government that there was an incentive. They were saying they were going to give them money to each household family. So even people that were dead 7 years ago, 10 years ago, they just registered them just to increase the population of the north so that the government might give them huge allocation to the state. So that rigging, even family members, children that were not even up to the age of registration, they will ask how many children you have, you just give 10, 20. So if we must be able to get people to understand the importance of registering their data, collecting their data, it should be very, very easy to collect in the form of medical insurance. That way nobody will come and cheat. Nobody will come and say, oh, I have 6 children, meanwhile they don't have it. So once you register, if you're sick, you can have free medical treatment. If you're sick, if your wife wants to give birth, she can come to the hospital, she can be treated. That way we'll have the data of every single that are living in the forest that they cannot be reached. Those people might even come out in mass and even participate in the registration. So that aside, I want to give you a figure. Before I do that.
Yes.
The date, first of all, before a figure. This is around 1430 to 1826. This is the period where lynching, this was a dark age in Europe.
Yes.
The period of lynching of witches and wizards started in Europe. They accused women and children mostly, and almost, the figure here is 110,000 people. This is 110,000. This is around the 16th century, before the Church Reformation. 110,000 people. We are burned on a pyre. We are lynched. Children, poor people, everybody. Families were accused of sorcery, demons, and all those things. Looking back, how these people created a revolution to uplift their people out of this mentality is something that I've been working on for a very long time and searching, studying how they did it without information, without media, without anything, how the people gradually abandon this belief. And when I look back, I see people that they no longer believe in this. And I look back, I say, Nigeria is still living in the 16th century. Because this is what all this advanced world, this is what they once believed. Right? So I started a campaign of something they call against money ritual. I started telling people that, look, money ritual doesn't exist. It does exist, but it doesn't work. So hearing you speaking about changing of mindset, I was like, how can you talk people into believing that, no, if you want to make money, if you want to succeed as a businessman, you don't need to take a decomposed human cadaver, pack it in your room, perform some incantation, and then all of a sudden the human decomposed all money for you. You need to understand that if you want to make a business and succeed, you have to go into marketing, you have to make a business plan, you have to identify what product you want to make and identify your market and all those things. So how can you get people, an entire nation of more than 200 million people, to believe that one ritual doesn't work? Getting them, their mindset. Now, if you even go back, a friend of mine, I remember he told me how he saw people were begging on the street. And all of a sudden, no, they were poor. They seemed poor. They were just there. They don't have food. He wanted to give them money. The people were refusing. He was later told that the people were refusing because they thought he was going to buy their destiny. To collect that money, maybe they might turn to yam or some kind of turtle or some very funny superstition like that. So I say, how can you get these people? How can you change their mindset? How long will it take? Unlike people are fighting you constantly every day. Even Christians that are following your teachings, they are seeing, they saw what you did in the past. They see that it's practical and they are hearing it, and millions of people are seeing it. And another one that you made, the point you made, very important one is about this infrastructure, the one that what is talked about, is a road where they built a road in my side from Nasarawa to where from Lafia, Aponga to Lafia. There's a road because many has come. It's a road that constant accident. They build very beautiful large road, but it's very intricate between mountains. They have to blast with grenades on mountains to construct that road. Regular accident every day. Nobody in that state thought that the road was ill constructed. The people just end up blaming demons, that they are demons. They keep hearing testimony of seeing demons crossing the road, and all of a sudden the cars start swaying. People will start falling and all those things. Another one again, you hear people tell you all sorts of very, very funny story. Nobody came up with the idea that look, it's logical to make roads straight, wide, and put speed limit. It's very simple, it's very logical. But instead these people that this is what is required only to cover accident, you look at it like foolish. You tell them that look, it's not even that will kill you, it's just your mind. They will lay what is this one saying. So you have a very huge battery. So because of this, I told him there was an incident that happened back home, and I told him, look, guy in the family, and you're busy blaming a particular mother and elderly woman in the house of sorcery. For this woman has been lost. They blame her for all the deaths in the family, children were dying. So I discovered, I said, I grew up in this little house, I know what was going on. But then after a long time of thinking, I discovered that there was a pit latrine that was dug in the house. But the distance between the pit latrine and the well that was dug is not that far, just 15 yards, just few yards away from the pit latrine. And this water is capable of going underground to go into how can you convince millions of people that look, certain beliefs, certain ideas, certain superstitions that we're holding are not terrible? How can you tell them that look, this road they're saying is not demons sucking your blood, or you cannot make money through witchcraft, money ritual, or maybe draw more customers into your store by doing some funny incantation, the way some of the Jamaican people are doing? You can't do some of this juju. All you need is good market strategy, good
the way we can do it in the way that Voltaire did it in France. Voltaire didn't just influence France, he influenced the whole of Europe. And the superstitions in France and in Europe in general with the Catholic Church is as bad as the superstitions in Nigeria and Africa right now. But they were able to do it. We are going to do it. Don't worry about it. We have strategies in place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Innocent, for your comment. Apologies to our viewers also watching.
Apologies?
Apologies.
Okay.
Our apologies to them because we got comments that the caller's volume was low. You couldn't hear. But that would be the only call we're going to receive for today. So want to thank you for being with us on this episode on Fixing Nigeria. Big thanks to Dr. Sunday also for your thoughts and the answers you gave to the questions I asked. Next week, Friday, we are going to continue on this program, Fixing Nigeria. And we believe that from this program, faith will be restored, hope will be restored, love will be restored, and also the dignity of Nigerians will be restored. Well, my name is Anu Ojo, and I'm your host for this program, and Dr. Sunday will give his final words for the call.
Thank you for your time. I hope this will help somebody, and I hope it does give hope to others. And you know, we are doing our best, and we are getting ready. I want to encourage you to keep on getting ready to do something about Africa, especially if you are interested. Start getting ready by reading the books, listening to the messages, watching the videos, and then maybe you could be part of the team of people that God is going to use to restore a new dignified Africa. But you know, you need to get ready to be where we are, to be able to reason on that level, because for you to be able to change the situation of a certain level, you need to come to a higher level. So you need to come to a higher level by developing yourself. Once you do that, we'll be talking the same language very soon. God bless.